Last time on Last Word. Upon receiving a mysterious invitation from Professor Chet Chatters, Witty Gossip arrived at a party to reveal the professor's latest invention, and promptly got her ass handed to her. And after a brief practice discourse, she promptly got her ass handed to her again. Will she finally beat the servant man? Will we discover what the new invention is? Will I ever figure out how to play this game? Find out this time on Last Word.
Yada yada yada. So now I want to go set the tone of the conversation by being overtly disruptive. Because now it's going to go into there, and now I'll go square. It's going to work very well for him. Because now I'll go... There we go. But, like, how do I get more composed then? That's what I don't understand. Because he's going against the flow of conversation. Because now I'll go there. How, like... So, do I want to go against the flow or with the flow? I think that will have to be... Unless I can figure out how to do it. So we haven't been here long. Women of your position might find excitement in such a dull gathering, but we prattles have much higher understanding. I haven't been to a party with so few people, and there's such little drama since I was a girl. There's even any music. What about the wines? Do they meet your standards? The wines are surprisingly quite fine. That is, except for the Ambleton. You can find a bottle of Ambleton in any cellar these days. On a whole, Chatters needs to work on his hosting skills. How he's managed to maintain Chatters House is way beyond me. Although, when I think on it, he hasn't really hosted any other parties that I know of. What I meant was, I disagree. This is pretty funny. So I would want to go start with that, and then he would go square. But that isn't what he wants to do. He wants to continue to go... Because now now I get to do this, and it goes with the flow of conversation, which is going to give me more, or is going to do help to keep my. But then how do I? Okay, so going against the flow of conversation will irritate them. Okay. That's what I needed. And now he's going to get frustrated. There we go. That's what I want. Because now I'm just going to go submissive again. Beyond return. And now I'll go in here. So it doesn't matter which one I do, but I'm going to do this one anyway. Beyond the return. There we go. Okay, that makes sense. I do this to you, but it's been done. What do you think I should get for my trophy? Well, you look spiffy in that bow tie. I agree, but I would like more than a compliment. Yes, what I mean is that I happen to have one you should take. It's handy if nothing else. Very thoughtful, Seymour. I'll take it. Now, keep practicing. I'll accept that challenge. So going against the flow of conversation will disrupt people. Or no, will irritate people and make it harder for them to win. So now, if he's going to be, he's going to want to go, let's do this. See, he's going against it. Wait, shit, that's the wrong thing I wanted to do. Because that's not going to irritate me at all. But now if I go that again, he'll be irritated. I don't have the power to do that though. Stop doing that. Oh my god, please. Because now he's also frustrated. Blood boiling. There we go, blood boil. There. Things are making sense now. Now he's beyond return. And now I'll be able to win, I think. That'll put me way up there, and now he's beyond return. Got him. The last word. You won. Cheers. You bet I did. Got him. Whew. Well, I believe I've made my point pretty clear. Now, would you kindly introduce us to your professor already? As you wish, my lady. Woo. That was fun. Now we get to meet this Shatters. What's taking him so long? I just had a discussion with the latecomer, General Santoff. Intriguing woman. I think I'm beginning to understand the more complex nature of what Mother did. Did you get the last word? Absolutely not. She ordered me to do 20 push-ups afterwards. I suppose we all have our weak moments. Doubly so here. Seeing this environment and this servant is making my head spin. Speaking of which, that servant is highly peculiar to say the least. I'm beginning to have weird feelings about this invention. The professor would like to thank you all from his bottom of his heart for waiting as patiently as you have. And for those of you who have been rather impatient, well, I suppose you should be thanked as well. Where's the professor? And where's this marvelous invention of his? You see, over the last few years, the professor has been contracted for his inventions out of St. Lauden's armed forces. He himself was a colonel in the forces many years back, and he's never lost his depth of patriotism. However, his designs are fragile things. They cannot be shown just to anyone. They must be carefully tested. You mean to say, it's my turn to speak, General? Let's not lose our manners in the face of excitement.
Spare us the rigmarole. Get on with it.
Fine, let us get directly to what you all came here to see. May I present to you?
Welcome. I have gathered you here to show off and test my great newest creation. I lovingly call it the mouth. And besides being awe-inducing and beautiful to gaze upon, the mouth is, as you can plainly see, a unique communication device. It's a bit odd. You may be saying to yourself that it seems a bit odd. To that I scoff heartily. Scoff! You see, through a mixture of linguistic genius and electromechanical engineering, I've created a machine that can engage in discourse. Yes, of course. The nuanced persuasions of any human, the charisma of a politician, the subtlety of an actor, the guilt of a perennial in-laws. Oh my god. And all of this, and more, controlled by me and without filter. So, you see, none of you should leave until you've enjoyed my vintage wines. You simply must give them their due. And with that, I wish you all a good evening. I do say these wines look marvelous. I can't take away the host's honor of the very first glass after you. My dear sir, she said, after you. Dear heavens, he can't hear us. He's gotten the last word in. It's a one-way intercom of sorts. I've seen these before in the trenches. Highly advanced technology, albeit only prototypes. Marvels beyond convention. That mad genius! Now we can't leave until we've sampled all of his wines. Brilliant, simply brilliant. Well, you heard the fellow, Mr. McCall. Let me pour you a glass of this Appleton. Of course, after you. But surely. Not so fast, servant. I demand that you tell the professor that we are not his lab animals. This experiment must be shut down immediately. General, I appreciate your service, but I can't tolerate your tone. It hurts my sensitive ears. This is no joke. I won't have the professor rendering us speechless like what the enemy, perhaps? Well, I assure you, General, that you're not the enemy, and this device is hardly for our enemies. Now, do as the professor commanded. I'm sure he'll have the more to say as the evening progresses. So, the whole point is that you can't get the last one in the conversation because he can't actually hear you. Why are we in this washroom? Isn't it obvious? I don't want to be anywhere near that mouth thing. There's no way it can hear us in here. It can't hear us at all, Seymour. What are we going to do? Unfortunately, we don't have many options. I plan to enjoy the wine and mingle. This talking thing is rough. How was I not aware this is how the world works for so long? In the richer houses, it's not that uncommon. Samuel, boasting, prattle, they've all been guilty of sheltering their children. What about the Gossip House? Gossip House is now defunct. You could probably stand to do some research on the other houses. Your ignorance is tactless. Yeah, I know. I need to grow up. I'm a pretty bad master of Samuel House, but I'll figure it out. I feel like I'm growing with every bit of discourse, and I'm learning a few tricks. Don't make this an emotional moment, Seymour. I shouldn't have to keep reminding you that we've just met. Plus, we're in a washroom. Sorry, I'm still a bit in the process of hardening up. This mouth thing is still messing with my head. I'm finally learning the ropes, and now I'm stumped on my first tracks by some wild invention. We'll just have to keep our heads up and our wits about us. Try not to worry so much. I'll try. Okay. Chapter 2, Hostility. More than one way to enjoy wine. What an odd design. This thing has tremendous power, even if it does look like garbage. I'm sure there is a save point somewhere here. And it might be the wine table. It's not the wine table. There we go. Okay. It's at that point that I'm going to save and be done for this episode. I will absolutely record more of this. This is amazing. This is so great. And I will see you all next time. This has been the Numis. You guys are awesome, and I am